What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to the real reason Puppet's missing in FNAF 1. Now, obviously, the reason why it was not introduced into FNAF 1 is basically just the fact that Scott just didn't came up with the puppet at the time when it came to the first game, but for the second game, he came up with it then. But logically speaking, that is, what is the reason? Well, I don't know, in all honesty. Like, it could be hiding in the shadows. It could be hiding in the kitchen. It could be hiding in one of the secret rooms in the pizzeria. But, yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of a solid reason why the puppet would not be at the FNAF 1 location. So, I guess we're going to find out now. So, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you do enjoy, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when the video comes out. And, yeah, all this said, yeah, just support the channel and all that. Any videos you want me to react to, again, comment section below. The link to this video is down in the description, so be sure to give Twisted Animatronics some love and support for the video that they made. Now with this all said, let's get started, shall we? Okay.
You've played FNAF 1 countless times, haven't you? But what if I told you the biggest mystery in the game isn't Golden Freddy or even the Bite of 87? We're talking about a character that should be there, but is mysteriously absent. That's right, I'm talking about the puppet. And if you've seen last week's video, you will know that the puppet was actually made prior 1983, was present in FNAF 2, but is mysteriously missing in FNAF 1, which we know is set after FNAF 2. So where the hell is the puppet? What are we missing here? I mean, it's not just absent from FNAF 1, it's absent from the week before, which is one of the books which is supposedly canon and happens a week before FNAF 1, and the puppet is missing there. Have we all...
Oh, so it's not talking about the game, it's also talking about the book. The book that was based after, well, before the week happens. And because it happened a week before it happens... Ah, I see. So we're trying to answer the question on that, more so than the game. Because it makes no sense for the character not to be there. Alright, fair enough.
overlooked something? Have we missed something? Well, prepare to have your entire perception of FNAF 1's lore completely shattered. We know that in FNAF 2, she's found in the prize counter area in her little box, you know, and you have to keep that wound up with her music, otherwise she'll come out and attack the player. Now, in FNAF 1, there isn't a prize counter as such. Looking at the map, you can't see that. So where could she be if she is in the pizzeria in the map? The only location potentially is the kitchen. I mean, the kitchen is the only area which we don't actually see. I mean, the camera feed is completely black. I know that sounds absolutely crazy. Why would the puppet be in the kitchen? Well, hear me out. In Ultimate Custom Night, we actually see her in the kitchen, and Ultimate Custom Night uses the FNAF 1 layout. So it is possible that she is in the kitchen. Obviously, the camera doesn't work in the kitchen, so she could be in there. Although I think that is a bit far-fetched. I mean, the puppet would stay in the kitchen for the entirety of the game. We don't see her, she doesn't move, and we don't hear any of her music. But that's where you could be wrong, you see, because during FNAF 1, we actually do hear some type of carousel/circus music. It's usually just before Freddy moves into the kitchen as well. I mean, where is that music coming from? Well, hold that thought, because I'll come on to that later. You see, many people seem to have the theory themselves that the puppet just didn't exist during FNAF 1. But how would that be? I mean, we literally see her in 1987 during FNAF 2. We also know she was present during 1983 because we see her die and fall on Charlie's corpse, hence how Charlie possesses the puppet. So she was present in 1983, present in 1987. Where would she have gone to not be present in 1993? Well, some people believe she was just simply scrapped. You know, because at the end of FNAF 2, in 1987, they scrapped the toys. So it makes sense that they would scrap everything in that location, including the puppet, right? So then she wouldn't be present in...
That would make sense, but we've seen her in FNAF 3. We know the puppet's active, and we know it's intact thanks to FNAF 6, because otherwise, how would Lefty be there if the puppet wasn't scrapped? Like, that would make no sense. So, yeah, there's a big gap there. And since FNAF 3 is in the future, well, I think you get it.
1993 for the grand reopening. That would easily explain why she's not present. But again, there's a huge spanner in the works here, because we see her in what? FNAF 3, let's not forget. And we see her in FNAF 6, because she's captured in Lefty, so she hasn't been scrapped. She's around somewhere. But where? Could it just simply be in a backstage area or a storage room which we can't see on the cameras? Well, of course it could, but narratively, that's a terrible explanation and terrible for the lore. So as easy and as much of a cop-out as it would be to say that is true, I'm not going to use that as a lore reason. Now, remember that music I talked about earlier on which plays in the kitchen and I said remember that? Well, this is that bit. Now, there is an argument to say that it could be Freddy playing that circus carousel music in the kitchen, but I completely disagree. You see, that music can be heard playing from the kitchen on night 1, and you know exactly what happens on night 1? Freddy never leaves the stage on night 1. So therefore, how could he be in the kitchen? I mean, we see him on the stage in night 1, and the music comes from the kitchen when Freddy's on the stage. So who or what is playing that music? I said earlier that in Ultimate Custom Night, the puppet is found in the kitchen. Strange place to find it, but that's where she is. Now, we know the puppet has the ability to move around the pizzeria, free from everything. Even in past games, is fully explained by the phone guy.
Don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool us, so just don't forget the music box.
That confirms the puppet can move anywhere in the pizzeria, including the pizzeria in FNAF 1. And not only that, the puppet moves around differently compared to the other animatronics. In the new kid, which is the third story in Fazbear Frights, the puppet is seen moving through the walls. While technically not seen moving through the walls, it's heard. It's heard slithering through the walls. And to further expand on this point that the puppet could move around in the walls or the ceiling, it's actually seen coming out of the ceiling in the book from Fazbear Fights 12, You're the Band. So what I'm trying to say here is the puppet may be moving around the FNAF 1 pizzeria unseen, not on the cameras. There's no cameras as such in the walls. Unlike the animatronics who literally have to walk around in front of the cameras, the puppet doesn't have to. It can navigate the pizzeria through the ceiling and through the walls. That's how it could go from a location into the kitchen. Not that it needs to, it could just stay in the kitchen because the camera's off. But this is where things take another turn here. What if that music we hear in the kitchen isn't nothing to do with the puppet, but is actually to do with Golden Freddy? That would completely throw our puppet theory out the window, right? Well, not necessarily. We do know Golden Freddy is in the FNAF 1 location somewhere and could very well be playing that music. But here's the big kicker for me. Let's take it back to the week before. The book, which literally is all about Ralph, aka the phone guy, in that pizzeria the week before FNAF 1 takes place. You see, believe it or not, Ralph actually comes across a prize box in the FNAF 1 location. And as we know, in FNAF 2, the puppet literally comes out of a music box, a prize music box, and in 1983 was also contained in a giant present box. We literally know this because it's shown to us in their minigame cutscenes, you know, the one where it's trying to get to Charlie outside, but it's trapped in his box. So the fact that we see a music box / prize box is a big indication that the puppet was present in the FNAF 1 location. Ralph sees her box. Whether she's in there or not is another story. And not only that, it could literally be just that, a prize box, nothing inside it. I mean, Ralph does say that he sees it in the prize counter. Now, that is interesting in itself because we know the FNAF 1 location cameras and layout doesn't seem to show us a prize counter. You know, just like the one we see in FNAF 2 where the puppet is. but we don't see that location on the cameras in FNAF 1. I mean, it could easily be in one of the corners of the main room, you know, the main stage room. It could be there in one of the corners potentially, off camera. But again, I feel like that's kind of saying, oh, the puppet was hidden away in a storage room we haven't seen on camera. But there's one key difference here. The book is actually telling us that there was a prize corner / counter in this location. Therefore, we can assume, and it's safe to assume, it was present there. We just literally didn't see it on camera. We're not making up some imaginary room with no evidence here. It's telling us there was one there. And I know you could get into the entire argument that the week before book isn't canon to the games, blah blah blah, but I'm not going to get into that debate on this video. I'm just using the books as extra source material to prove my theory. So keep your Fazbear hats on. So you start to combine all this evidence together now. The kitchen, the music box, the music we hear coming from the kitchen, the fact that Ultimate Custom Night shows us the puppet was in the kitchen, basically playing that music. The puppet's home, the music box is in the pizzeria. It can move around the pizzeria, through the walls, unseen via the cameras. All of this points to the fact that yes, it was in FNAF 1. And this is not including the canon cutscenes / minigames we see in the other games, literally depicting the puppet in the original FNAF 1 location. Give gifts, give life. I mean, the entire point of the cutscene was to show us that the puppet was in the original location. The only problem is, the original game didn't really give us much to go on to indicate the puppet was there. But that's what this video is for. I'm fleshing it out, proving she was there. Just because you don't see her doesn't mean she isn't around. We technically hear her in the kitchen, I believe. Her home is probably still in that music box. We just don't get to see it. And if she does move around the pizzeria, it's in them walls. But I'd love to hear your take on this in the comments below. I read every single comment. Do you think she was in the FNAF 1 pizzeria? Do you think she was scrapped? Do you think she's hidden in some imaginary room? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit...
Okay, so what can I say about this theory? Well, in all honesty, if we're talking about the game one, well, the puppet was technically not at it because if we count real world stuff, Scott just didn't have the idea for puppet at that moment in time. But if we're thinking canonically, like in the FNAF universe, it is the case there. And with evidence saying that the books might have a bit more connection towards the game universe, it leads to some interesting thoughts, in all honesty. But if the week before is canon in some way or form, that means that the puppet technically is in the FNAF 1 location. The question is, where? Well, it could be said that they are close to the kitchen, like the counter could be near the kitchen, and that could be the answer. It's just not visible on the cameras. Not like a secret room, mind you, but more of, okay, how do I go about this? But yeah, it's not a secret room, mind you. It's just, like, right there. It's just that the camera can't reach that angle. At least, that's what I think when it comes down to it. So, yeah, that's what I really think. That, or it has like its own room and it's just, we're just only focusing around the main area. Because if we remember the mini games of the FNAF 3 location, then we know that the place is a lot bigger than we originally thought. So it could be said that it's like that. It's just in one of those locations that we haven't seen in the camera. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do, hit the like button below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when your video comes out. Tell me what you think about this theory. Where do you think the puppet is, if we were talking about this canonically? I'd like to hear your opinion on the matter. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.